You know, I think out of respect, and Melissa Brown is completely right. Let's talk a little bit about cyberbullying, because you kind of started with it and I kind of segued to it. How big of a problem do you think it is?
I think cyberbullying has become one of the #1 problems amongst teenagers today. Technology is so prevalent amongst us, everyday life. I mean, your computer's in front of you while we're on TV, while your BlackBerry is here. So, I mean, everywhere and anywhere you can get connected to someone. You can reach out to someone. And a lot of communication today is through the internet. You know, a lot of people are saying our lack of writing skills, lack of grammar skills, because we're relying on the texting cyber world. And cyberbullying is so easy and immature that it's so easy to send someone a Facebook message or a nasty text message that can really hurt somebody. And Facebook and MySpace are such great inventions into the world, but then they also have the really lethal effect. And that's, you know, picking apart someone's picture or, you know, deteriorating someone because of how they look. I mean, cyberbullying is so easy today because there's so many networks that you can go to.
Let me ask you a question. Give me an example, because I want to understand cyberbullying a little bit. I mean, I do, but again, being the cynic that I am, I want to see if I could separate a couple of things. Right? Give me an example of a cyberbullying message.
I'll give you a personal example.
Okay.
I mean, when I was in 8th or 7th grade, my friend and I were in a fight, and I was getting, you know, messaging from her, and little did I know that, I mean, she was being very mean, and I was just trying to not be so mean back because I just didn't understand where it was coming from. Little did I know that 2 of my other friends were with her, and so that all 3 of them were ganging up on me at the same time, and then they printed out the conversation and brought it into school to try to get me in trouble, and like tried to manipulate the words.
Don't you think this is an example of what's exactly wrong with the medium? You know, Manny and I are sitting here and we're thinking, well, you know, I use it as a tool. We use all this, but you guys, it seems to be so part of the culture.
It's the language.
Exactly, it's your language, and it magnifies itself. So you're victimized.
But let me ask you a question. Okay, so you have a fight with your friend, and now she's like, she has all these other girlfriends next to her, and now the 2 of you are having a conversation, a texting conversation. You were really mean. No, you're mean. No, I think you're, you know, whatever. You're a stupid bitch. Okay, let me get graphic here. Blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And, okay, so you're having this conversation, but you happen to have a recording of it.
Right.
Okay, so that's one type of bullying.
I've noticed in my practice, certainly, that kids will make anonymous, they'll make up a screen name, or they'll make up a fake account on Facebook, and because kids are like, oh yeah, I don't know who you are, but sure, I'll friend you, and then all of a sudden now this fake friend can spy, can make comments, and you don't necessarily know who it is, but they can start to say things. You know, in the case in
like
Massachusetts with Phoebe Prince, they started to go after her on Facebook about how horrible she was, how ugly she was, how big her nose was, her accent was horrible. I mean, and then at the end, once she had killed herself, what did they say? The deed is done, completed.
So horrible.
You know, I mean, so hard. So it becomes evil. I mean, I have had kids that create instant message screen names that they can really go after and dig for information that they can then use to come back and really beat up on the other person.
I mean, the most disturbing example is, and I don't know the little girl's name, to another girl, and the mother didn't like that her daughter was being picked on, and she
where Megan's Law came out of in the Midwest.
She made a fake account and pretended to be a boy and had this girl fall in love with this boy, which then was a fake boy, and like. I mean, now we're talking about...
Okay, aren't these people psychologically sick? These people are psychologically sick.
No, they certainly lack. The mother, you got to wonder. But there's certainly a lack of skill in parenting if you're teaching your kids that this behavior is okay. Now look,
we need a cure here. We need a very clear-cut cure.
Okay,
because we can see the problem.
If I could have the cure, I would be the wealthiest person in this room right now.
But how do you keep your kids away from this?
You have to really educate your kids as to what's okay. We need to go back to the beginning of what's kind, what's socially acceptable, how do we treat other people. You know, it's the treat other people as you want to be treated, somewhere along the line, that message has gotten lost.
You know, like
we are so quick to want, you talked about narcissism and getting to the top. Yeah. We are a society at this point that is working so hard to be the best, to be the top, to be the #1, that we don't care who we step on as we get there.
Yeah, but you know...